Welcome back, profit takers. It's Victoria here, and we are back with another video, and we're going to cover the Dow Jones, the weekly template from Monday through Friday. We're going to implement some of the things I learned from Stacy Burke's trading, as well as, BTMM, because that's really where I started in my trading. And then when I found Stacy, he just really brought it home for me. So I'm going to show you how Stacy counts really quick, right? The indicator is initially built off of BTMM, right? Meaning this is the first day of the peak, right? But this is like zero. They don't even count this. They count like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the one thing I have not changed yet on this indicator. I just left it that way. The only thing I did change is I added the previous day high and low counts. It's just an extra measure. So, and you'll see why here in just a second. But Stacy counts Mondays day one, day 2, day 3, and then it just overlaps and starts again with day 1, day 2, day 3. With the expectation that day 3s could also offer you a reversal or a continuation, right? And Monday's open range, Tuesday's the initial balance, Friday's the close of the week, closes the range, okay? So I brought things together with Stacy's information, which was very, very helpful. And again, like I'm saying, with the close of Friday, which is something else I'm adding to this indicator. But for right now, I'm just drawing it. I don't have it ready for Telegram Trading View just yet. But I just manually plotted these here. Okay, so this is Friday's close. This is Friday's high. And then this is Friday's low. All those are really good levels. Okay, so we closed out the week, right? We had, earlier in the sessions, you had the market just popping. I remember that. To finish out that cycle. So I come to the chart. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning, about 4:30, I'm at the chart. So I'm starting this about right at that time. So this is like 3, right? I've already drawn my levels and we have a peak formation high. The indicator is also telling me it's a 1 peak formation high. And so I'm expecting it to be short. So what I'm going to do for right now, because the only information I have for me is Friday's low and the current day's high. So the idea also, and I'm going to go down to M15, the idea is also to enter the market at Friday's open, at Friday's close, yesterday's close. It's either yesterday's close or the current day's open. I hope that's not too complicated, but that is usually where you mostly want to enter. But I have my fibs here to kind of guide me, right? Again, I'm using the low from Friday, which is about right here. Oh, there it is, previous day low. How about I just use that, right? And put this back. And I like my targets are always going to be, the first target is always going to be the 1.618, and the last target will be this one, 2.618. But I'll trail it, right? I'll most likely move my stop to this area, or however far I can get down here, right? I'll trail it, and then that will be that trade, and that's it. Okay. But we are looking to use the open as a entry point, right? That is usually where you want to get into the trade rather, right? Let it clear all this area here. And let's hit play. Let's see what happens. Now, ideally, you may want to get in on the 1 minute or the 3 minute charts, 5 minutes. For the sake of this video, I'm just using the 15 minute. Okay. It would have hit my first target would have been hit. I would have moved this down here, like I said, right? Because this is happening This moved pretty early with no news, right? It moved early at 8:15. Started to come through all these levels really quickly, right? Um, let's see. Let me go to M1. Let's see if maybe you would have gotten a tighter entry. Okay. Yeah, pretty happy with that, right? Oops, accidentally moved that. Um, yeah, I mean the most recent lower low right here is what I would use, right, if I needed to see about getting in a little early. And yeah, I guess about right there to that high, right? That would have gotten me in a little bit early with my first target right here. Let me see if I can make this bigger. So you see this right here, I took that low to this high right here, as close as I could get it. So my first target would have been here, and then my second target there. Right, so I would have gotten in way earlier, right? And that could have been the trade, but I would still keep the big one on there because boom, it would have literally got me at my last target right there. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna put this at M5. Take that one out. Yeah, I mean, shoot, it was a expected drop anyway. It was a good day. Okay. All right, let's go back to M15 and let this thing keep playing. Let's get to the next day. Okay, there we go. Wow, another huge move. All right, now we are going into Tuesday. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to look and say, and oh, I've written this, I've pre-written all this stuff. So, well, actually, where did it go? Oh, there we go. Sorry. Go here. I need all this stuff. So Friday, I believe, because I have my last note on Friday that it was a day 4 to a day 1, right? Because we see the prices do, the cycle overlaps, right? Tuesday is, we're expecting, Tuesday is the day 2 trend trade, right? And now we are expecting price to break this low. That is the expectation. So what I like to do on a day 2 trend trade is I'll take the low and I'll measure the high, right? And then I'll put my little, hopefully, yeah, you can see that. I put that there to measure the 50%, the equilibrium. Okay. And that's what I would do because I'm expecting a continuation for the day 2 trend and I'm expecting it to break the low. All right. So as of right now, that's all I have to measure, right? The low of Monday and then the high. And I'm also expecting to be able to enter at the open price or the close price, whichever one of those indicators you may have. All right, so let's hit play. did we have news on Tuesday? Yeah, there was news at 9 o'clock. So just want to keep that in mind as well. And of course, let's see, what time is it? It's 6 o'clock, 7. Now here's the thing. This is a indice, and you know, obviously Monday it moved super early, right before the market opened. It started to drop at 7. So keep that in mind as well. Just because it moves before the news or before it's supposed, let me just not strike that. If it moves before the market opens or before the news or after or whatever, if the setup is there, you might want to go ahead and take it, right? Now, we never really want to trade during red impact news or anything like that. We want to wait like either one bar, 1 15-minute bar. Some people wait depending on the setup. It could be 5 minutes, right? But for whatever reason, this started to move pretty early Monday at 7. So I would be interested in seeing, is it going to move again at 7 on Tuesday? And it did. Look what it did. It came back to the open price, right? Now that would have been your entry if you were awake at 4 in the morning. But since I'm not awake at 4 in the morning, right, I want to enter at the previous day low because that's also another area that you can enter from. Am I available at 6:30 in the morning? I absolutely am. And the setup showed up, right? And I'm still, you know, using the previous night's measurements. So when I get to the market, I'm looking at the low again, looking at open price. Now I got more entries or more targets, right? So if I come here and I measure from the lows to the open price, because by the time I get here, like I said, it's about 4 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I would look at this and just measure from here to there because clearly we are auctioning below this level. And now I'm going to look and see when am I going to get in, right? Which clearly would be, I'll be safe, really conservative, right? You know, under this area. And my first target would have been super early and then boom, right here. And then again, like I said, I have my third target right there. And that would literally be it because, you know, it can be it. I don't know. I'll probably be greedy. I don't know. Right. So that's the day 2 trend trade that we expect to happen, and it happened. So let's keep letting it play. Is it going to take me my third area out? I mean, we'll see. Boom. It never came down there. Never came down to that third area that I was looking for, which is fine. But as with everything, I would be managing that trade. Okay. All right. So now let's do a quick review where we are. So day 2 trend trade worked out beautifully. And you could also entered this on the M5 as well, or M1. All right. That worked out beautifully. I'm going to drag this out because I also dragged this out to day 3. Okay. So day 3, and we broke the low. So with what I know about day 3, guys, we should expect, you know, either a reversal or continuation, right? And looking at the market right here, I'm seeing that prices closed inside, right? We have this high on the inside right here, and we're inside the range. So I'm going to use that as a guide. And I'm going to use a previous day low because I'm looking at a possible reversal. Okay. All right, let's hit play. And of course, what else am I looking for? I'll probably get in a little bit. I'm going to set this up like this first, and then we'll see as the time gets closer. Mm-hmm. It's about 3:15 in the morning, so I'm not here. Okay, we're getting close. All right, so we're right at 5 o'clock in the morning. We have this high right here, so I'm going to be expecting price to do something, right? Again, entry, daily open, or close price. Let's see. All right, so I forgot to go down to the lower time frame. That's my bad. Hold on. So we're in the lower time frame. This is 3 minutes. Let me do 1 minute. So we already have this initial line here. Let me see. I'm going to come in here for this high to the low of the day for what we can see so far. Okay. And at that moment, we have, again, our entry right here. First target. Now, the other target that I set, it didn't make it. But, again, managing the trade because we're taking a reversal. Okay. Taking the reversal, so don't forget about that. So if you notice that, because that's what I would do, I'll start off with the higher time frame, then I'll come down to the 1 or the 3. I really like the 3 minutes. It's if the 1 minute to me isn't as clear, like you see how the 3 minute is just super clear on this higher high, right? And then the lower low down here, like so clear, right? You can even probably use the actual low of the day, which is down here, right? Which would have still got you in. I would have totally had to wait because trading futures, guys, if you get in too early, you can't hold that drawdown for too long. Okay, you will blow your account. Okay, especially with the prop firms. So with any account, I wouldn't put my real money in here. I would have to use. I'm using a prop firm, and even with that, I'm just very cautious. On when you get in, right? Getting in down here, I mean, you just don't know if you got in too soon. Again, this is at 9 o'clock at the open, which is perfect if you waited for the open because we did have news at 9 o'clock. So that was perfect. You probably don't, like I said, you don't want to get in too early with the news, but this was a perfect entry right here right here. And again, guess where we're at? Right here, the open. price of the day. Right, and that's your entry right there. So again, the first target on the lower time frame, yes. First target on the higher time frame, 15 minutes, no. But we would be trailing it, and we would be getting out of that trade. Okay. All right, let's move on to. Let's go back to 15 minutes. Let's clear the board and reassess the markets. And that's something you should do, is just reassess the market, right? I'm gonna clear all this out. Okay, now what has happened, guys? What has happened? We've had our first, okay, where we know that we are peak formation high. The next day, day 2 trend trade played out beautifully. We had a break. Day 3, it was a reversal. And basically on Wednesday is also a day 1, right? That's how Stacy counts it. But there was not a second break, okay? So all I'm going to do now, right, since we're going into Thursday, so let me play this out a little bit more. Let's just finish out the day. Let's see if we're going to have a break, because I don't know. The day's not over yet. All right, we're in our new day now. Okay, we got our break. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this as our second previous day break to the low. Now, Thursday. Thursday's coming in. It is also a day 2 in the Burke world. It's 4 days after the peak. Okay. So just bear with me. So, okay, the peak, I count the peak day 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So it's 4 days. And I'm also looking at these breaks. Okay, we have, and this is like this particular market, let me just say this. This Dow weekly template is actually this is like a normal template. This is like great. So now I am looking for this third break, right? Because it didn't break yesterday. We got our reversal as we expected. So I'm looking for this to be the third one. Okay. So we have our low. The information that I have right now is we have our low, and I'm using this yellow line is the open range low of the week for my high. All right. And again, we have our daily open. That's where we want to typically get into the market. And we're going to let this thing roll. And this is still the 15 minutes. Let's see, what time is that? Yep, it's 5:30. I'm here, right? I'm at my desk. Okay, let's check out 5 minutes. Oops. 3 minutes. What day is this? Unemployment news at 8:30. This is Thursday. All right, we'll just keep playing. So far, this is the most recent low here. And the previous day high. I guess we use that. We'll go to 15 minutes. Missed something up here. Let me go down to 3 minutes. Thought I forgot something, but I didn't. 8:30. What was that news right there? Okay. Let me take this one off. Still hasn't got down to where I'm expecting to enter, right? Let's see if I can get it tighter. We'll see. Previous day high. It's a good entry. Boom. Break a structure. Enter. Beautiful. So I stopped it real quick. So I tightened it up a little bit with the. Now clearly this is news has already happened now, because we had unemployment news at 8:30, right? Actually, this was it. This was the 8:30 news because I am on Central, so 7:30 for me. Okay, and so after that news happened, what we're seeing here is we have a high at the, at the open range. It broke out, it came back inside, right? And so our lower low, our most recent lower low here, which I probably should just use that, but I use that pretty close to the high of the day. And that is now what I'm looking for to get me back, not to get me back in, but to get me in the market, because I haven't gotten in yet, right? Because my original measurement is telling me to get in right in between this area. Okay. So getting in at the previous day high, first target there, second target here. All right, let's see. from the initial bias, it hit that target. Now we're going to see, is it going to come and hit this one? And again, we're managing this trade. We already have our stops at break. Does that break even? No. We have our stops at our first target, or we're just trailing it, which I like to trail. Sometimes when I trail it too tight and I get taken out, but it's fine if I get taken out in profit, right? It's still a win. So by now, I probably would have been taken out in profit because I would have been like, okay, it looks like it's the end of the day, pretty much. So I would have already been done. Okay, let's pause this. Let's go to the 15-minute. So what has happened? Day 1, new peak formation high. Day 2, trend trade beautifully. We got our first break. Day 3, reversal. We got our new low, which took it out. So we have our second break. Day 4, which is, your day 2 in Burke's world. Usually, and again, let me just tell you, day 2s are, if the day 2s can also be choppy, right? This is like the best template that I could have picked. I mean, it wasn't like I cherry picked it. I just, I trade this pair. So, I just felt like this would be the best one because you want to look at what's the best, right? You want to look at the best stuff to guide what it is that you're looking for in the market, right? If it's a choppy mess, then you don't want to look at that. You don't even want to fix your eyes to try to figure it out. So we have 3 days of breaks, guys. 3 days. Sometimes we might get a 4th break, right? It could totally come in here. So we have our low. Price could, play around, dip lower before it comes back up. It could totally do that. And then that will be a 4. Or it could do this. It could come here and just ride this open area, which we know the open area is going to be where we're going to take our entry. And after day 4, we're expecting this to be a day 1, right? Because day 4 is going to either trend or reverse on the next day. That's really what day 4 means to me. And so what I'm looking for is it going to break this one more time? Because it could break it one more time and then reverse, or break it and then boom, continue. Those are the 2 things that happen. So let's see what happens. So, definitely looking for this thing to do all that right there. So let's see what happens. I don't know if this is going to be my level. I don't know yet. I'm just going to use that area. I just feel like I need something. Because if it's going to break down, chances are, it might come up there, right? If it's not going to break down and we get support, so this is the idea if it goes that way, and this is the idea if it goes this way, where it gets the support here, or maybe it goes like this, boom, boom. I don't know. Let's go. And this is 15 minutes. And Friday is non-farm. Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here. Let's see, what time is it? It's 2:30. I'm gonna draw that. It could be a possible area if this is the high that, you know, on the inside. Right, let's see. That's not gonna work, is it? Take that off. Let's see, what time is it now? 7 o'clock. News is in 30 minutes for me. Looks like I have a new high here, so I'm gonna move that up. Higher high on the inside is a long trade. All right, look at that. So it barely pinged that first entry there. Let's stop this real quick. Oh, well, I guess I didn't need to. That was the end of the Friday. So, could have gotten in. Let me go to M3. Could I have gotten in a little earlier? Perhaps. See this high right here? First trade, first target right there. We got this high. That second one is up here, but the first bias trade is right there. Again, this worked out beautifully. Oh my goodness. Guys, when you do this, you just stay sane, okay? You do not lose your sanity trading. Because you're trying to figure out, oh my God, what is the market doing? It keeps you patient. If one thing that, you know, that I struggle with is patience, this is a way to help you to be patient and stick to your bias. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, what to do. Like, always have a plan. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a great pleasure for me to record it for you all. And again, I hope you got some value from it. We'll see you in the next one.